please help us welcome the Irreverent Reverend, your freaky deacon, the one, the only, Mr. Art Zealous.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And good morning, you venerable saints of art and craft. You know we make our best when we make art daily, so make something religiously. Friends, today's artistic inspiration is Zeppelin race cars. All the testosterone thrills of NASCAR with the altitude and explosive gas of those rigid, hard-sided blimps. So grab your crayons, your banjo, your typewriter, whatever tools you love for whatever art you make, and we are going to make something great today. I want to say thank you. Oh, first I want to say if you've had yourself bedeviled by blockages, dial the number on your screen and we will find you an artful solution live right here on the TV. First, let us thank the Art Zealous Youth Singers. And let's thank good old Agnes on the organ who's keeping our time today. And folks, a lady who needs no introduction, hoot and holler please for my wife, Belle. Folks, Belle's going to take your call. She's going to host a chat room. She's going to be my inspiration and the brains of this operation. It's time to make some art. So how do we start?
Art resourceful.
We art resourceful. The artist is the most effective with the right tool in their hands. So first, grab what you need to make it how you want it. Plus a tall glass of water, because the most important tool is you. Now friends, how do we find the focus to finish?
Art devoted.
We art devoted. For all great works of art, start in the butt. For a grand idea is nothing if we cannot sit down our buttocks, so let us shake loose the wiggles from an otherwise perfect rump. That's right, shake out the wiggles and sit them down. Woo! Congratulations, you are now a serious artist. Now, art sounds smart, but how do you start?
Art dreaming.
That's right, we art dreamy. Imagine the outcome of your wildest success and jot down what it is you see. Say, hey there, perfect Zeppelin race cars. Don't you look dreamy? I sure do like your rocket ship-like design elements. Everything that can get in a Zeppelin and everything that can get into a race car has an opportunity to be on parade today. Say, hey there, Zeppelin race car. I sure do love your shared love of the flame motif. Hey there, Zeppelin race car. I sure do love your boastful adornments, flags and flaps and spoilers and spikes. This one looks like a flying shark. Say, hey there, Zeppelin race car. I sure do love your fabulous function first fitness. You look best when you work best. And now that we've captured the dream, the ideal, we have a guide, a roadmap to success, no matter what happens along the way. But how do we know that we're making it rightly?
Art lightly.
We art lightly. We learn what we're doing only by doing. So whatever art you're making today, be it song or sculpture or strawberry souffle, rough out your first ideas quickly and lightly. Let us take 5 minutes to meet the unfamiliar with a playful boldness. Let's take a look at our jots. Here we go. All right. And what you see here, we have our rocket ship-like design elements. We have our flame motif listed right there. Ta-da. Okay. And our boastful adornments and our function first fitness. And you can say we're trying something a little bit new today. We've had some feedback that some folks feel that the use of my favorite drawing tool, the iPad, it presents an apparent complexity. That what I'm doing on the screen ain't the same as what you're doing with a pencil, a paper, a crayon, a pair of ballet slippers, or a grade A, double-sided, flat Acme frosting knife. So we're going to try it this time where it's just a camera on a pencil and paper. We're going to see what we get here. Okay, we got just 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and we're going to art lightly. We're sketching it first quickly and lightly. See all right here. But I'm doing little Zeppelin shapes here. And I'm starting, of course, with function first fitness. I'm going to call that my first criteria for success here. And so everything that a Zeppelin needs to fly will describe its function. And so I'm going to make sure that that's represented first in the sketch. Now, I don't know what I'm going to draw, and I know that what you draw ain't what I'm going to draw. But let's sketch it lightly first, see what we come up with. All right, so you can kind of see that I got the general length of the Zeppelin here, and I'll start to fill in the balloon shape. Right now, a Zeppelin is a rigid airship, a rigid-bodied airship that's filled with gas. Now, of course, all the famous Zeppelins, the famous ones from the 20s and the 30s, and those are filled with explosive gas. But Zeppelins today, though they are rare, are filled with non-explosive, probably helium or something like that. They don't explode anymore. Now there are still Zeppelins in manufacture. Zeppelins are being made by the Zeppelin family, started by Count Zeppelin. This is not a joke. Who invented the Zeppelin? Who sought to sue the band Led Zeppelin for use of their name. Again, not a joke. You can see the shape starting to go in here. It's like the juiciest hot dog you can imagine in its proportions. And I'm gonna erase just a little bit here so that you can see it. You can see it clearly. We got just over a minute and 40 seconds left here. You can see that I'm starting to put in the functional elements here. I've got my fins. I'm going to take these little thumbnails out here right now, just so I can keep this paper uncluttered. This is one of the places where I'm going to ask you to do as I say and not as I do. I don't think you need to erase it all, but because I'm doing something for you to look at, I'm going to go ahead and erase a little bit here just to keep this clean. And again, I'm sketching lightly here, and because this is with a pencil and a paper, I hope you can see it okay. But I think you'll get the gist, even if you don't see precisely what is going on here. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you, Agnes. All right, Agnes is letting us know we got a minute left here. So we got to get this all sketched out. Okay, so I'm drawing the segment lines here. What do we got here? Okay. I'm drawing a cone on the front. You can't see that too well because I'm sketching it so lightly. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Okay. I'm drawing the booster rockets on the back. I'm drawing the booster rockets, of course. You got to draw the booster rockets. And you got the cone on the front for wind resistance. I'm going to keep this nice and tidy. And we got just a few moments left. 5, 4, 3, 2, okay, and stop. Woo! Wow. What do you think of that? Well, congratulations, friends. Because now you and me, we got a tiny little baby work of art. And I know you say, well, Zal, this is only a doodle. To that I say, coconuts. In the imagination, there is ideas uncountable, and they are glorious, but the one thing they ain't is real. But you can hand that sketch of yours, that little doodle, my crude proto-Zeppelin, I can hand that to a friend and they will get the picture. We can walk away, and what we gave them is still there. And my friends, that's what I call real. Now, every work of art ever made was started from scratch, just like yours. And the hardest part is just to start. You want to keep going? I bet you do, and I do too. And so that's what's going to happen when you cross your heart for art. Now, how do we make it as good as can be? We are progressive. Great art is an iterative process. We ain't gotta make it perfect if we can always make it better. And friends, these phone lines is blowing up, so let's shoot the breeze, keep some companies, and make some art together. All right, here. I'm gonna go back to the art view here so you can see what I'm drawing, folks. And the creative confessional of the airwaves is now open. In just a few moments, I'm sure we're going to get a call. So you just hold on. If you're trying to get through, you just keep trying. We're going to do the best we can. And folks, you call that number with any artistic worry, big or small, and we will strategize your salvation. You've got crafting consternations. We have your artful solutions. And friends, everyone's trying to call. So if you must leave a message, please do so. All right, you can see I'm drawing this nose cone here. Pins on there. And as soon as I get the entire shape of this roughed out, I'm going to go over this with a pen so you'll be able to see it just a scotch more clearly at that time. Okay, so, oh, folks, it looks like we got a call coming in. Folks, we got a call coming in. Hold on. Caller, can you hear me? You are live on the air with Art Zealous. How you doing, caller?
Hello. Oh my God, is this Art?
Yes, this is Art Zealous.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I am such a fan. All my friends and I, we watch you religiously. We never miss a show. Is this really you?
This is really you,
Am
caller.
I really on the air with you right now? Like, Fran out there, can you hear me? Fran, if you can hear me, you gotta call me right now.
You gotta turn down your TV, ma'am. We're getting a little bit of echo there. If you gotta turn down your TV, just talk to me on your phone.
All right. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm really talking to you. This is one for the books, let me tell you.
This is just as exciting for me. Who am I speaking to right now?
Oh, Art, this is Fran. I'm sorry, this is Carol. This is Carol. Fran, I know you're listening. I'm thinking of you, hon.
You were so excited. Carol, Saint Carol, where are you calling in from, Carol?
Oh, I'm calling you from Oyster Point, Long Island. I don't know if you've been to Oyster Point, but you would get such a warm welcome here. Art, we are all such big fans of yours.
You are so sweet. Oh, Carol, okay, well, can you tell me, what kind of crafting consternation, what kind of artistic worry do you have for me today?
Art, this is a hard one. I'm really hoping you can help us.
Okay.
We are at an impasse, all right? So
all right.
My friend Fran, you heard me say it, Fran.
Yeah.
Fran's out there. She's listening. She's
Hi,
watching.
Fran.
She's always watching. My friend Fran and I, we went into business together, all right? We create original home decor products, and they're all featuring Carol's wiener dog named Hamlet.
Okay.
And Hamlet is such a special little guy, and Carol's an amazing photographer, and she takes these unbelievable photos, and then we use them. I make needlepoint wall hangings, we make embroidered pillow covers, and even on like holidays or special occasions, we'll put out like limited edition mugs and mouse pads, so you can have a mouse pad with Hamlet themed for your holidays.
Oh!
He's so popular, our business is booming.
Oh, he sounds adorable. I would love to see any of these Hamlet decor. They sound delightful. Okay. Well, now, can you tell me, this sounds like a heaven on earth.
Oh, it is fantastic. I tell you, it's fabulous. We're very happy with it. He's enormously popular. But we did a 4th of July series, all right? So you can imagine. It's red, white, and blue. It's spectacular. There's sparklers, there's stars. But you know how production is. We had to do the shoot in April because you have to plan ahead.
Naturally.
And we did it in a public park, you know, and we want to be safe. We aren't spring chickens anymore. So Carol and I, of course, we wore masks, and we gave Hamlet a mask, and we thought it would be nice to give him a blue mask with some white stars. It was gorgeous. I made it myself. He looked so handsome on. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh.
So we posted the products. We did this right in advance of July, you know, limited series run.
Sure.
And we started getting comments on our socials, you know, from Hamlet fans, some of whom did not agree with our choice. And all of a sudden, we found ourselves hosting this political debate about masking, see? And like, we've always tried to be very accepting and neutral. I call Hamlet a global ambassador because everywhere everywhere he goes, everyone can agree that he's adorable and amazing and they need his products.
Sure.
But some of our fans are saying crazy things, just total insanity, like
Sure.
we're socialists and we're traitors
Uh-huh.
and we're sheep. But then other fans of Hamlet, they're coming in and they're saying, no, these are brave heroes and they're taking a stand for what they believe in. And the problem is that we didn't mean to take a stand. And so Fran and I, we had a business meeting. When you have a partnership, you have to have business meetings. So we had our business meeting. And we found for the first time in this very long collaboration and friendship that we did not completely agree, all right?
Uh-huh.
So one of us thinks that we should come out strongly in defense of masking. We should take a stand for public safety and personal responsibility and science and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
And the other one thinks our art and our business are no place for our political beliefs, that we are here to bring joy and love to everyone through Hamlet, who is not a polarizing signal.
No.
And so we want to make all of his fans across the spectrum feel safe and welcome in our store and on our social and proud to support Hamlet.
Sure.
And we think maybe one of us thinks Hamlet could be a unifier and one of us thinks Hamlet could be a strong representative for a certain point of view. But I'm not going to tell you which is which, Art, because I don't want to stack the deck. Like, I don't want to tell you what way I think you should answer, but I'm hoping, you got to help us out, Art. Which one of us here is right and which one of us is just totally wrong?
Oh, well, Carol, thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate it. Now, okay, wow, that's a tough one there. Oh, let me ask you. I'm going to ask you one question. Carol.
All right.
What would Hamlet do?
Oh, now that's a tough one, Art. As I said, Hamlet is Fran's dog, so it's possible that Hamlet would be inclined to agree with Fran, but he's a dog who knows his own mind. Let me tell you, I think that Hamlet would pose proudly in any number of scenarios that represent unity and happiness. And I think that when it comes, well, that's all I'll say about that.
All right. Okay. All right, Carol. All right, boy. Well, this is a tough one. Like I said, this is a tough one. Well, at the end of the day, let me ask you: there is an opportunity here to do something very special. But if both you and your partner can't agree on that, is there a fallback position that feels okay to both of you? Maybe you don't get everything you want here. Maybe you don't use this opportunity. But is there a fallback position that feels okay to both of you?
What would that look like?
Well, I don't know. Well, it's tough because on one hand, you're ham evangelists, right? You're trying to promote ham's message across the world.
Are you ham evangelists? We're taking that. I'll have you know.
It's all yours.
I'm going to embroider it on a hat. We're going to send it to you. It'll be white and gold. I hope you wear it on the show.
I will wear it on the show. I will wear it happily to the store. I'll wear it for baseball game appearances. I'll wear it all over the world. Please send me any advertising I can do for you, any.
Advertising. I swear they're like jewels falling from your mouth.
Carol, you are the sweetest. You are the sweetest thing. Wow, Carol, okay. Well,
here's really my question, Art, is as artists, do we have a responsibility to get out there into a polarizing conversation and take a stand? Or as artists, do we have a responsibility to make our tent welcoming to all? Now, you have an enormous tent. Surely this is something you have to think about.
Thank you for noticing, Carol. Well, this is a tough one. Boy, I would not want to be in your shoes. Thankfully, I don't have quite the same problem because my audience is so loyal, they would follow me anywhere. Though they know that my politics are polarizing, that they know I'm an inflammatory figure in the media and on the floors of Congress, they would follow me anywhere without hesitation. So
it's true, Art. We'd go to the end of the world for you.
You'd follow me straight down into hell. That's 15 minutes left. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you. I was talking to Carol. So I don't have exactly that problem, but because you're selling ham merch, ideally you would not find yourself in this pickle. You would find a fallback position which does not make anyone angry. Ideally, right? Had you to do over this again, I suspect that maybe you and Fran might have chosen to avoid the sticky wicket altogether. So I would assume that would be the fallback position that you would both find agreeable. But I'll tell you what you should do, and I'll tell you what I would do.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, what you should do probably, if your goal is to maintain friendship with your respected, beloved business partner, if your goal is to sell the maximum amount of ham merchandise, if your goal is to not start trouble, if your goal is to not start a national discourse where a delightful wiener dog is the face of progress, then maybe you back down a little bit off this and try not to start a fight. I think that's going to end up being the thing which repairs your relationship with Fran, permits you both to feel good, permits you both to go forward, permits you both, you and your audience, to live to fight another day. Now, what I would do is, listen, folks aren't going to listen to Mickey Mouse. Folks aren't going to listen to Super Mario because they're just spokes creatures, right? They have no intrinsic soul. They will never take a polarizing position because they're afraid. They're afraid. They are puppets animated by capitalism, and their life force would be yanked away by degrees if they took a polarizing position, even one for good. But Ham, his heart, his tiny little wiener dog heart, it beats true blue American blood, and so he should stand up for what he believes in. And folks, the science is behind vaccination. You are saving lives when you get vaccinated, and folks, when enough, it's not just you stay in your corner and you're not hurting anybody. When enough folks get vaccinated, there will be no new variants. So, you are hurting somebody, unfortunately, to mind your own business when you don't get vaccinated. And I think that Ham, with his legions of fans, may have an opportunity to make a difference here. So, though this subject is polarizing, though needles of any kind, whether or not they carry tiny government microchips, are terrifying, I think Ham might have an opportunity to do something good here. So, probably you shouldn't get involved in this fight, but I would follow that Ham already. I love him dear. I love him like my own boy. I would follow him into hell. And if that's the position that he chooses to take, well, he has my vote. That's what I would say, Carol. I'm sorry for my terrible, terrible impassioned advice. And boy, I'm sure glad you called. It was such a treat to talk to you. Thank you so much for entrusting me with an opportunity to give you my point of view. Thank you, Carol, for calling.
I have to tell you what, this was not what I was expecting you to say.
Well, I'm a live wire, Carol.
I think now I can confess I was on the side of neutrality. And Fran and I think Hamlet wanted to take a stand.
Oh, well, how do you feel? How do you feel now knowing that Fran and Ham and Art, your three best friends in the world, all share the same position? How does that make you feel? I'm sorry if I've given you cause for thought. I'm sorry if this was an untroubled water that I have thrown ripples into, Carol.
It was troubled water, so that's why I called. And I'll tell you, I would rather be sort of startled out of my comfortable but not evolved position and pushed to think about the actual impact our art and our business can have on the world. Hamlet can make a difference. I think we should start selling masks with Hamlet on them. I'm going to propose to Fran that we add that to our product suite, and if it's all right with you, we'd like to put a little gold AZ logo in the corner just in honor of you for the work that you do and the help that you gave us guiding us through this dark moment.
Carol, you have a beautiful with me. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for being open to other points. Astoundingly touched by your bravery and your evolution. And man, you inspire me, Carol. I hope that I hope that when I come to a similar crossroads, that I'm going to have your strength of spirit.
Oh, Zealous, I have every confidence you will always choose the road of light. Thank you so much for your help today. Hamlet thanks you. Fran thanks you. Listen, Fran, you were right. I was wrong. I'll call you later.
Thank you so much for calling. Oh, Carol. Oh, boy. Oh, Belle, what did you think? Belle, did I do okay there? Did I give Carol on that call? Did I give her good advice? What do you think?
Hey, Z, that was amazing. I have never heard you speak from the heart more passionately. I love when you speak your truth and when you go out on a limb like that, and I love it more when our venerable saints of arts and crafts are open to hearing your word and willing to stand in their passion for their art.
Well, you know, darling, I am only able to be this brave because I have your ever-loving support behind me.
You do indeed.
You buoy my windsock, darling. You make me want to be a better man.
Well, that fills my heart with warmth to hear, AZ, but I am just here because I share your belief and I love you so much. And, you know, Coconuts does too. And I think Coconuts and I are going to go see if we can track down that Etsy store and maybe buy him some merchandise.
Please do. I would like to. Maybe, because here, and Carol, hopefully you and Fran, I know you got a lot of things to work out, but I hope that you're still watching, because what I would love is some ham arm warmers that I can pull over that have the silhouette so that it's I mean, if there's a mitten apparatus where I could do some ham talk that'd be great. Maybe like a glove hand warmer thing that pulls back where I could be like, "Hi, I'm Ham and I'd like to tell you, wear your mask. If you help me, I'll help you." If that's a merchandise you think that they would want in the market, then I hope that you produce that. And yeah, I'm going to want my share of the profits, but it's not about that. We can work out the details later. All right, okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, all right. So you can see I got my Zeppelin cooking along here. We've got some original line work here. You got the pens in. This is an experiment. I appreciate your having the patience with me to try the adjustments to our award-winning, and I call us award-winning because I think of us as being award-winning. We haven't been awarded anything, but are we award-winning quality? No question. And so, how do you have the strength to mess with the formula like that? And I just say to you, my audience demands it. When I become complacent and I no longer develop, when I no longer innovate to give them new and better improvements, I will die. I will just straight up die. Coconuts, I can hear you become irritating, Coconuts. And though you may have postmen to growl at, no you don't, it's a Sunday. Though you may have salespeople to growl at, hold your tongue, Coconuts. Now, darling, you don't think that Coconuts is becoming enraged because I've become ham fan number 1, do you? Do you think that's not what Coconuts is irritated by, I hope? Oh,
I imagine that Coconuts is just eager to get a look at Hamlet's merchandise so he can make a selection.
That Coconuts, he is a job creator with all the online shopping he do. I tell you, that dog, I love him. I love him so much. I love our little family, darling. I love that we have the opportunity to reach out into people's homes, touch their heart, get them to make some art. I love it, darling. I love it. Okay, darling. Oh, you know what time it is, my love.
What time is it?
Okay, well, I believe it's about the time where a little segment called Sunday School Bell.
Oh my.
The segment in which I throw outlandish premises at my darling wife and we watch inspired as she creates something out of nothing. Darling, are you ready?
I think so. I got Coconuts here to help today.
Oh, well, that is, you are lucky. Oh, I screwed up our clock. We've got about 6 minutes remaining, though the clock does not reflect that. Please forgive me. Ignore the clock. See, when you take risks like this, you make mistakes, and I'm never gonna get it right. I am literally never gonna get it right because that's how much I love you, darling. The game is 20 questions. I would like to throw some different segments in here, darling. I would love to throw some different segments in here, but the folks, they won't let me. They love this segment. They went bananas after last week. They were so proud of you and so engaged in that game of 20 questions. I'm just doing a sequel of what works. So, darling, I am thinking of an original work of legitimate art, and you only have 20 questions and about 5 minutes to correctly guess what it is. My darling, what is your first guess?
Does this original work of legitimate art have an identifiable gender?
Oh, you brought it back. That was a callback. Yes, my darling. Yes, this work of original art does have a distinct and identifiable gender.
Is the gender of this original and legitimate work of art male?
I would say dude, but yes, I would say it's a dudeful work with wangs and whatnot. Though you don't necessarily, I mean, they leave it to the, it's tastefully done. You don't even know wang-wise what you're cooking up, but it's definitely dudeful.
Is this male legitimate work of art?
Uh-huh.
Is this dude legitimate work of art?
Yes.
Does he have any cowboy connotations?
Ooh, okay, that's a fun question. Any cowboy connotations? Cowboy connotations. I would say that that he is not a cowboy, no, but that some of the ways that he presents would be described as cowboyish. Some of his apparatus, some of his accessories might be thought of as cowboy-like. So I'm going to say he's not a cowboy. No, he's not. The yes or no answer to my question is no, he's not a cowboy. Wink.
Is this legitimate and original work of art a character?
Yes, he is. He's a real character, I'll tell you. Darling. Oh, and we find ourselves in new territory right now. We're in the meta question of what about a character is a work of art, etc., etc.
Would I encounter this dude?
Dude, thank you.
In a comic book?
You know, but you will eventually if you haven't already. I can say with some confidence.
Would I encounter this dude in a feature-length film?
No, my love, you would not encounter him in a feature-length film. Although, you know, anything is possible someday. I will say that. And you would encounter certainly his likeness in feature-length films.
Would I encounter this dude in a novel?
You would not, you probably would not currently encounter this dude in a novel, but again, probably someday you will encounter this dude in a novel.
I would not encounter this dude in a feature-length film.
No.
Or a novel.
Nope.
I may eventually encounter him in a comic book.
Correct.
But I haven't.
Correct.
Would I encounter this dude in an episodic series?
Yes, my love. You would encounter him in an episodic series.
It's a character in an episodic series. Is this episodic series live action?
No, my love. It is not a live-action episodic series. Do you know what number you're on?
8.
8.
8.
She keeps her own count, folks. She keeps her own count. This woman is a miracle.
I hope I have done that honestly. I'm not sure I
like
was
a
as
computer.
diligent as I needed to be.
I would not impugn your honesty, I can tell you that much.
So it is an animated
Mm-hmm.
series, a character from an animated series. He is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
He has not yet appeared in a comic book, a feature-length film,
Mm-hmm.
or a novel.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my love.
Is this series on... No, not a feature-length film. Not a novel, not a comic book. Animated series. Is this animated series currently in production?
Yes, my love, I believe it is currently in production.
Animated series. Animated series is currently in production.
Currently, yes, I would say it is likely to be in production. Yes, my love.
Animated, and he is a dude. Is this animated series one we have watched together?
Yes, my love. It's one we have watched together.
It's an animated series we've watched together. It's currently in production. It's a dude. No comic books, no movies.
How many? What are we at? What
That
are
was
we at right
10.
now, my darling?
That was 10.
10. Halfway through.
Halfway through. We should be moving into no but territory.
Yes and no but, and we've already cheated a little bit that way, no question.
You gave me a few freebies.
Folks, I would like to make a side bet here that she's gonna guess it in this. Don't look, darling. She's gonna guess it in this many more questions. Okay, all right. Let's see what she got. This is yes and no but rules.
Is this currently in production animated series distributed on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Disney Plus, but not a feature film. Not a novel, not a comic book. Okay, all right.
She'll do it. She's amazing. She's amazing. I'll tell
We've
you, I
watched
can't
this series
believe.
together, but this character has not. Have other characters from this series appeared in a feature film?
That's a great question. Yes, other characters from this series have appeared in a feature film. Folks, we're on this many now.
Is the animated series Monsters at Work?
No, it is not, which means she's going to have to guess it exactly this time. Wild ball. She's going to throw a ball right across the plate. Scorcher, she'll do it. I bet she'll guess right now. See if she does it.
Disney Plus animated series. It's not Monsters at Work. It is. Other characters have appeared in feature-length film, but this character.
I like where you're
is
going,
not.
too.
We watched DuckTales on Disney Plus, but I'm fairly confident every character on DuckTales has appeared either in a comic book or in a feature-length film, although I could be wrong about that.
I would think you're right about that.
We are watching The Bad Batch
Thank
on
you, Carl Barks.
Disney Plus, but basically every character in that has appeared in a feature-length film.
In what?
The Bad Batch.
Oh, no, I would say that in The Bad Batch, that most of the characters are original creations to that, although I would say certainly that there are some some movie, feature film favorites and some characters developed just for the TV show.
Just for the TV. Interesting. All right. So I shouldn't necessarily cut out Bad Batch.
She's on to us. Quiet. She knows.
It's animated. It's not live action, so it's not Baby Yoda or The Mandalorian. It could be The Bad Batch. Is it a character it's not Omega, who I would expect him to pick from The Bad Batch.
Because she's not a dude.
She's not a dude. She's kind of the best character, but she's not a dude.
I would do Omega's voice right now, but I don't do accents. I can't do the accents.
It's hard. It's hard. You
I
have
have
a southern
no
accent.
I have no
it's really
innate
difficult.
faculty with that.
No, you have no talent there.
Nope. Not that it's ever stopped me in the past.
He's a dude, and there are cowboy-esque elements of him.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I may as well clarify this once and for all. Is this dude character in the Bad Batch?
Yes, he is.
All right, all right. Now it's just a rundown of characters. Is this character a clone?
Yeah, he's a clone, all right.
It's hardly narrowing the field.
That's right.
Almost
So it's
every
not
character in
Yoda.
the Bad Batch is a clone.
It was Yoda.
Have you lost count? I might have lost count.
What are you talking about? There's exactly 3 questions left.
How can that be? That can't be right. I
I'm
gotta have
sorry.
at least 5.
I'm pretty sure you got 5 questions left.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know how many questions I have.
You got 5 left. I'm going to count them down.
I have 5 left.
Just keep things honest.
There's so many clones. Is
Yeah.
he? Well, I can't even afford to do that because there's 5 of them. I could just start naming them. Cowboy-esque.
Uh-huh.
And he's a dude.
Uh-huh. But clones, which of them could not be described as a cowboy-esque in the way that we think of it, like, a cowboy, cowboy, like American cowboy with his...
Like, I don't think it would be Tech, and I don't think it would be the Cyborg, but I could see Wrecker, Crosshatch, and Hunter all being described as cowboy-esque.
Sure.
Depending on who you asked.
Let me because we're with 5 left here. I'm going to describe any character with a gung-ho attitude and a gun as cowboy-esque.
Gung-ho attitude and a gun.
Yeah.
Clone with a gung-ho attitude and a gun. I'm gonna go with Hunter. Is it Hunter?
It's not Hunter. 4 questions remaining. It's not Hunter, but it is one of Hunter's bosom companions.
Is it Wrecker?
It is not Wrecker, but like Wrecker, he has a particular affinity for violence.
Is it Crosshatch?
It's Crosshairs! Oh, she got it!
I barely got it. I barely got it. I got right
Son
to
of
the
a
end.
gun!
Crosshair. I could see him being cowboy-esque if I him being very sinister.
That's true.
And his nasally voice.
His nasally voice. I can't do voices, so don't ask me to do it, but his nasally voice.
I barely made it.
You barely made it. 2 left.
Whew.
Woo! But you did make it, so you continue to be undefeated. So that's pretty good as well.
I do like that.
All right. Okay, and that, while you were easily closing your fingers around that win, we passed our 25-minute mark, and so I'm prepared to show. I stopped exactly on time. I didn't prolong it any longer. So, folks, this is what I was able to come up with here in the 25-minute time for a Zeppelin race car. And let's see here. How do I feel about it? I wish I had more time. A work of art is never done. You merely run out of time. But have we dutifully surfaced our criteria for success? As you remember, as you can see on the upper left here, we got our rocket ship design elements. I would say yes. I would say our flame motif. I get very, very much a yes. And then we have our boastful adornments. It's serviced by the nose cone on this, and then also by the sort of shark-style fins. And then the final thing is function first fitness. I think I did reasonably good with that. We have the Zeppelin body. That's very good. And we have the rockets. It's all about the stacked rocket boosters that this beauty has. And yeah, you could see that right there. So I don't think that's not too shameful. I think that's somewhere in the neighborhood. Yeah, there we go. That's right. That's right, folks. So how do we grow when we're done and we show?
Art proudly!
We art proudly. That's right. You are better than you have ever been, and you're still getting better. Do not apologize for being where you are. Do not let perfect be the enemy of good. Your very favorite artist was once a beginner. So we want to see what you made. Take a snap of what you made. Send it to the picture. The picture is the number. A number is a picture of a concept that equals a thing that has a number attached to it. As I always say, as everyone always says. So send a picture of your art to the number down below. Let's take a look right now. Look at that. Okay, we got, this is back to the best of reel here. This is just the absolute best. You text the number and we'll show it on the screen. Just like old breakfast machine here with his tiny house and a giant fruit. And then we got St. Shirley of Glendale with her close enough fake ID from East Dakota. Close enough. And we got St. Sawyer of Mount Olympus with her close enough fake ID. That's her cat police badge. We got St. Henry with his world's finest tree house. That's looking pretty good. And then we got St. Bishop of the Airy Butte. That's his doggy roller coaster. That's very beautiful there.
You have a new one.
Oh, we do?
You do.
We do? I don't have it.
Just came in.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. All right, okay. Well, we're going to have to come back. We're going to have to show that next week because, folks, we just ran out of times. So how do we ever get better and better? We art daily. That's right, folks. You knew it was coming. This is no joke. I am asking you right now in this moment to make a pledge to make art every single day for the rest of your life. Now, folks, talent is nice, but great work, truly great work, requires repetition. Repetition requires habit. This is what you came here to do. And I know, folks, I know that it's scary, but what scares you more? Committing and failing, or having something inside of you that doesn't get to come out because you were too scared? Well, I know what scares me more. It can be 5 minutes. It can be 5 minutes every day. And anyone can do it. And if you do this 5 minutes every day, every single day, I promise you that this is a reliable, consistent path, an actionable path to mastery. You're going to be as good as you can possibly be if you practice and with persistence apply this every single day. And that is my pledge to you. So I hope, friends, that you will take a pledge from me. Cross your heart for art. Won't you join me? Won't you join me and cross your heart for art? Folks, please hold your applause to the end. Now, back in the old days, we would all leave this tent. We'd have a big pancake breakfast and some artistic fellowship, some strong coffee, some fresh juice, both adulterated and infantilized, and soon again we will. But for now, Sunday noon is our honeymoon. Come on up here, Belle. Come on up here, darling. Say goodbye to our friends.
Thanks so much, y'all.
Now, folks, we hope that you're going to join us next week when we make a child-proof cactus garden. That's right. See you next week. Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye, friends. See you next week.